minutes later.
Part A, Question 1. Melda wants to replace her old camera with a high-resolution digital camera costing 7,500 ringgit. Her current camera is still in good condition, but she requires a new camera to support her work. She currently has 6,500 ringgit in savings. She is considering two options. Option A, buying the camera now by taking a personal loan of 1,000 ringgit at 6% interest compounded monthly for 2 years. Or Option B, saving her 6,500 ringgit in an account earning 6% interest compounded monthly and buy the camera using only her savings after 2 years. The question is, determine which option is more financially beneficial for Melda. From the statement given, the key financial details for option A are as follows. The first one, taking a personal loan of 1,000 ringgit is our P, and then the interest rate charge, which is 6%, which we need to convert it to 0.06, which is our R, and then compounded monthly, which is M equal to 12, and lastly our T is 2 years. With all the information available, we need to substitute all the known value into the formula, which is S equal to P bracket 1 plus I bracket to the power of N. And then we will get the final answer, which is S equal to 1,127 ringgit 16 cents. For the second option, which is B, all the information are the same except for P, which is 6,500 ringgit. With all the information, substitute all the value into the formula S equal to P bracket 1 plus I bracket to the power of N to get the final answer, which is S equal to 7,326 ringgit 54 cents. To answer the earlier question, option A is more financially beneficial for Melda than option B because the cost of borrowing, which is 126 ringgit 83 cents, is lower than the shortfall she faces, which is 170 ringgit and 46 cents if she saves first. On to the second question, Mr. J. Ibrahim owns a piece of agricultural land located near an area targeted for urban development. He may sell it immediately for 870,000 ringgit and invest the amount at 3.5% interest compounded monthly, or retain it for 2.5 years when the land value is projected to rise to 1,010,000 ringgit. The question is, which decision would be financially more beneficial for Mr. J. Ibrahim? From the statement given, we can identify the key financial details for the first option, which is 870,000 ringgit for our P, and then the interest charge rate, which is 3.5%, which we need to convert it to 0.035, which is our R, and then compound monthly, which is M equal to 12, and lastly our T is 2.5 years. Substitute all the known value into the formula S equal to P bracket 1 plus I bracket to the power of N to get the final answer S, which is equal to 949,433 ringgit 85 cents. By comparing the two options between selling and investing, which gives you 949,433 ringgit 85 cents, or retaining it, which gives you 1,010,000 ringgit. The second option, which is retaining the land, is better because it is more profitable. On to the third question. Adhua has just started his first full-time job at the age of 20. He dreams of buying his first car when he is 35 and decides to start saving early for a 20,000 ringgit down payment. To begin, Adhua deposits 9,200 ringgit into a car savings account that earns 4.1% interest compounded quarterly. 3 years later, after receiving a salary increment, he adds another 7,000 ringgit to the same account. The savings account remains untouched and continues to earn interest at the same rate until Adhua reaches 25 years old and is ready to make the down payment. So the question is A. Calculate the total amount in Adhua's savings account when he turns 35 years old. From the statement given, we know he makes two deposits, the first one being 9,200 ringgit as our P, and the interest rate charge, which is 4.1%, which we need to convert to 0.041, which is our R, and then compounded quarterly, which is M equals to 4. And lastly, T equals to 5 years, because we know that Adhua made his first deposit at the age of 20 and it remains untouched until he is 25 years old. We substitute them in the formula S equals to P bracket 1 plus I bracket to the power of N to get S equals to 11,281 ringgit 45. For the second deposit, the only difference is 7,000 ringgit for our P and 2 years for our T, because the second deposit was made 3 years after the first deposit, which is at 20 years old, and also remain untouched until he is 25 years old. Substitute them in the formula S equals to P bracket 1 plus I bracket to the power of N to get S equals to 7,595 ringgit and 2 cents. Adding both amounts obtained to get the total accumulated amount, which is 18,876 ringgit and 47 cents to get the answer to our question. For question B, determine the total interest earned by that time. To get interest, we need to use the formula I equals to S minus P. And we know that S equals to 18,876 ringgit and 47 cents. And P is both the deposited amount, which is 9,200 ringgit plus 7,000 ringgit to get 16,200 ringgit. Substitute all the known value into the formula to get I equals to 2,676 ringgit and 47 cents. For question C, based on your results, evaluate whether Adwa's saving will be enough to cover the 20,000 ringgit down payment for his dream car. Explain your reasoning. The answer is no. The goal is to have 20,000 ringgit, but he only has 18,876 ringgit 47 cents. So he falls short by 1,123 ringgit and 53 cents. Part B, question 1. Saif's father left an inheritance of 1.1 million ringgit, which was divided in the ratio of 5:3:2 among Saif and his two siblings, Anjali and Rani. Saif used his entire share as the down payment for a fabric factory worth 1 million ringgit. He then took a loan to cover the remaining cost of the factory. The bank charges 4.2% interest compounded monthly, and the loan is to be repaid over a period of 25 years. A. Find the monthly payment. To identify the key details, we need to know how much Said's inheritance money is, which is by dividing the 1.1 million ringgit to 10 and then multiply it by 5 to get 550,000 ringgit for Said. To know how much he loaned, we need to subtract 550,000 ringgit from the initial down payment, which is 1 million, to get 450,000 ringgit for our A, and then the interest rate charge of 4.2%, which we need to convert to 0.042, and M equals to 12, and 25 is our T. Substitute all the...
For question B, calculate the interest charge by using the formula I equals to Rn minus A to get I equal to Rm 277,572. For question C, if he fails to pay the first two monthly payment, find the amount he has to pay on the third payment in order to settle the outstanding arrears. We will use the S formula with all the information available. We can substitute into the formula and get S is equal to Rm 7,301 ringgit 21 cent.
For question 1D, immediately after paying for 20 years, he decided to settle the balance of the loan. Find the settlement amount. First, we need to find the value of K. K equal 300 minus 240. The value of K is 60. But before that, to solve this, we use this formula, substitute it into equation A. This is the calculation method to find the total settlement amount. The answer is 131,045 ringgit and 7. For the last question, question 2, DJ need 40,000 ringgit Malaysia and he can save 750 every month in the bank that gives 3.9 interest per year, compound monthly. This is all the information. After getting the all information, we need to complete the question to find the total number of months. To solve this is a formula that we use. Substitute into the S equation. This is the calculation method to find the total number of months for fixed. This is the monthly deposit amount and equal 49 months.